Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's had an amazing week and looking forward to the weekend. Even though we had a short week, it oddly enough felt long. So I got a little midday video action for you guys, and this is a video that I've been sitting on for a minute because I didn't really know what to say about it, how to come across with this topic. So we're just gonna kind of dive right into it and see where this goes. This may turn out well or it may not. Let's see. So the topic I'm going to discuss today is happiness, right? We all want to be happy. We all like being happy. Happy is good. Happiness is a good thing. But why do we place so much of our happiness stock into other people or into other things, right? It's a great question. And it can be a detriment, right? So if so much of what I require to be happy is in the hands or the heart of someone else, or is in the whatever that is something else, I'm destined for failure. I'm destined to be let down. Because ultimately, inevitably, that thing or that person will go away. Likely will go away, inevitably will go away. And when things go away, they're gone. And if my happiness is tied up into that, it's gone with it, right? So this has actually been kind of a recurring theme over the past several weeks amongst many conversations I've had amongst friends and colleagues and family. And my response to this happiness conversation is kind of always the same. You need to spend time on yourself. Self-reflect and identify what it takes to actually make you happy, right? Eliminate the person or the thing, because ultimately at the end of the day, you need to be happy with yourself. And that's hard for a lot of people. I know that's hard for me because I see all of my flaws, right? I can look in the mirror and I can count them. If I were to do a paint by number, it would be very dark and disturbing, right? That's the truth, because the way you see me is not often the way that I see me. And that's where we're challenged, and that's where we have to do work. So when we feel like that, or when we're looking in the mirror and we're painting by numbers, trying to stay between the lines, the vision that we see is the one that ultimately is kind of determining how happy we are at any point in time or at any point in the day. That's hard, right? It's hard to maintain a positive outlook 100% of the time. So to fill that gap, we look for people or things that help kind of give us that gratification, that fulfillment. And what that can do is give us a false positive, right? Give us a false narrative that now I am happy again because this person or this thing in my life is making me happy. Well, then it's a cycle that's on repeat because that person or that thing could go away. And now I'm not happy again, so we're back to painting by numbers in very dark colors. And I think over the past several years, heck, maybe the past 1,000 years, that's a constant battle a lot of us face. We judge ourselves so harshly against 20% of who we are that the 80% that is amazing we overlook. And I'll tell you this is very representative of a quote that I heard recently regarding people and relationships, regardless of the type of relationship, right? Could be, could be personal, could be professional, whatever. It's a relationship. And oddly enough, it was on a Medea skit with Tyler Perry. And he said, in any relationship, you're going to get 80% of what the other person has to give you. And far too often we focus on the 20% that we're not given. And as that relates to happiness, our happiness bucket is sitting in that 20% feel, and it's not a lot. right? So we get that false sense of excitement, of happy, of okay, because that 20% bucket's filled, but we're not focusing on the 80% that actually matters, right? So that's a challenge that I've really been struggling with and really been working on myself over the past this year. And it's identifying that 80% of value that 90% of things in life bring me, right? Whether it's work, relationship, spouse, acquaintances, friendships, hobbies, whatever. And not focus on that 20% that we're constantly improving upon and striving to improve, or that I'm trying to improve upon. Because if I get so focused on that 20%, then nothing's right and everything is bad, and I'm judging myself so harshly that I'm not being fair, right? So that's kind of where we're at, right? And I don't want to get caught up in the 80-20 kind of rule. I know there's a whole lot to do with that, but I thought it was very fitting at a time where a lot of conversation that was in my sphere around happiness and fulfillment, and then I hear this Tyler Perry quote around, most people are going to give you 80%, and we end up focusing on the 20% that we're not getting, so we go look for that 20%, and we forget that the 80% is amazing, right? So it can be a little bit of a stretch, I get it. However, it's not, right? Because fulfillment and happiness in relationships are all relational, right? So here's what I'm going to leave you with on this beautiful Friday. Low humidity in Maryland, right? Is don't judge yourself so harshly. When you look in the mirror, look at the 80% that is amazing, right? Listen to what the people say around you, right? Accept the criticism, but know that criticism is 20% of who you are and not 100%, right? Because being happy is work. It's hard, right? Because there's so much negativity that's in the universe right now. It's hard to not focus on it. So we have to figure out how to filter that out and find that value, that true value that's actually providing positivity in our life. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that, right? Your challenge for the weekend is when you look in the mirror, don't judge yourself so hardly that you're not seeing the good and the value that you're bringing, not only to yourself, but to the rest of the world, and internalize that and focus on you, because happiness does lie within, right? At the end of the day, we're only left with ourselves, right? When everything is gone, we do have self, right? I think that kind of made sense. So that's where I'm going to encourage you to focus is, you know what? You're important. You're valuable. You bring value. And lean into that more and more, 1% better every day. And the world will start to appear just a little better, and we'll treat each other just a little better. Guys, go out, have a great weekend. Enjoy some college football. Go Dogs, Mississippi State. Let's roll. And let's roll. Gosh, my Tide fans are going to go crazy over that one. So go Dogs. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you.